Good morning, friends. How are you today? So it's the morning after my declutter, and I've come to Savers, and I was surprised. I expected them to look through everything and just take what they want and reject everything else. And my only hope was that they would keep whatever they don't want. They would just trash it instead of giving it back, because some things you just don't even know where to trash. So I didn't want to take anything back with me, but imagine they just took everything and give me a coupon, a 20% off coupon. So that is done, and I'm very glad. Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm well myself. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have started the year well. I have started the year well, and on this day I was decluttering. If we haven't met, my name is Onyiha Jindut, and today I'm doing a declutter video. And if you could look through our videos, you will see other things that we do, including talking about the Word of God, talking about immigration. Not really, just living abroad. Yeah, anyway, so on this morning I started with I wanted to change the containers that I've been using on this particular shelf that you can see behind me. I had put there some heavy containers, and I feel like that one shelf has been a bit saggy. So I started by just wanting to put the containers like similar looking containers, which are a bit slimmer and less heavier, and then these ones I'll take to the pantry because the shelf in the pantry is a bit sturdy. So as I do that, I'll be wiping everything down. It's not too bad, the house is not too bad, but there's just a bit of dust here and there. So with the new year energy, it's just so important to clean your house and just clear out everything that remained from the celebrations, whether it is food stains, just clean and clear everything. At least that's what I do, because I know it's going to get so busy. This is actually going to be one of the busiest years, but I still have some rest time. But I know once I'm back to my busyness, it will be go. So what are you doing for the new year? This part of the kitchen has become one of my favorite, and it's turning out. From the beginning I said since I found black appliances here, my kitchen would be mostly black, white and red. So I see that vision coming to life. Anyway, so I just want to wipe down everything, the grease, the dust, everything. And I've taken my Lazy Susan to the kitchen to be cleaned. I mean to the sink to be cleaned. And then I'll put back my oils. One thing I've changed lately is using the oil canisters. Sometimes I have just one on the stand where I mostly keep just the little things I use often, like salt, dehydrated onions, the oil and vinegar, or soy sauce. So that's the one. And now everything is looking nice and neat. I'm going to light a candle. After this, then I'm going downstairs to the basement to get some meat for our dinner tonight, and some that I will leave defrosting for a while just for this week meals. And that is me coming out of the basement. I want to just transfer the meat that I get into the containers so that it will be defrosting. It would be so great if some meat was kept a while marinated, like just straight from the shop before we freeze it. But sometimes we don't have time for that. Sometimes we shop in the evening, or sometimes it's just like so much of a hassle. And sometimes we just like to season the meat as we cook it, because we don't have a time timetable or a menu. We don't like to be predictable in our meals because we get bored easily. So we like cooking something, deciding on the day, but at least we have some meat. So if we want like chicken or pork, then we go with that. Yeah. So that is what I'm doing, just transferring this. These containers are so good in the freezer. They don't, in the fridge, they don't take much space. And I also got a keto bread from the freezer. Now I wanted to talk to you guys about these containers that we buy because they are trendy, like the egg containers. They only take 14 eggs. So these are some of the things I have to let go this year, and I did. So you see, like these containers, I got 3 at Ollie's, 3 at $10. And these take a whole tray of eggs. And knowing me, I usually get a box or 2 of eggs at Walmart. So I need a place where if I put the eggs, it can contain a lot of eggs. And if I use 2, it won't take up all the space in the fridge. You know what I mean? So these containers are so good. I can put my cheese or anything that has remained in the bags, like on this door, and then just put 3 on a row, and that takes less space than usual. So I'm not going to be buying something just because it's trendy. I have to change that. I'm also transferring the milk. It's not always advisable to transfer your milk to bottles, because if it's letting in even a little air and also just staying on the door like this, it goes bad faster. But with us, when it goes bad, that means it's pancake or waffle time. So it's not too bad, but only transfer when it's just less than 3 bottles. Actually, I've never done more than 2 bottles. So I'm just checking on the cheese situation. I have a little cheese. I can do frozen spinach. I mean, creamy spinach with the frozen spinach that I have. And now let's stop a bit for breakfast. I want to make some scrambled eggs. How do you make your scrambled eggs? With me, I like using oil and butter, and then I'll beat up my eggs, and then when I pour into the pan, I draw them in as soon as they start setting. So I just draw everything that is setting to the center before it gains color. And then once it's all set, at the bottom, I can flip it. Just flip it before it gains color. It's a little like making the French omelette, but not quite, yeah? So the eggs are fluffy and nice. You can add cheese if you want. If not, it's cool. And another thing, I don't use a butter container, the traditional butter container per se, because I mostly use Amish butter. I do buy the butter in sticks, especially when I go to BJ's, because it's kind of affordable. For 4 pounds of butter, you get it at $12.99. But I was lucky to be having this Amish butter. For Amish butter, it's about $11, 2 pounds, but it's so flavorful, especially for keto lovers. So then I put it in this tiny little cake dome. And yeah, that's where my butter sits most of the time. And now I'm going to take away my Christmas tablecloth and put this, our kawaida one. So, we don't have a proper formal dining table. This is a kitchen table, and it usually comes with that credenza. Actually was gifted this table, so I treasure it. But yeah, we don't have a proper dining room. So we use this. And it helps, but it can get a bit crazy, like when you're having guests, when the seats are drawn back, there's not much space to pass when you're entertaining. So that's crazy. So this pantry, yeah, this is the whole point of this video. Man, I went in here to just organize like I had been wanting to do. And I feel like I'm so late in the year, because this year 2023 was about clearing the way for the Lord, cleared the way for the Lord. And so many times I had that I should declutter. And when it came to food, I just did the fridge and the freezer. Man, when I came here, because there was a time I mean, even now, I like buying in bulk, but I'm having to change my ways a lot. I came in here and found some things had expired. Now that's not good. And also I wasn't buying things because we are using, because like I had 3 things of ketchup. We've been using one. but it's been like a year in the fridge, yeah. So clearly we're not using as much. This mayo, it's one of the best mayos, yeah. We bought in two. We used one. This one I found had expired. Actually, that mayo, when I saw the date on it, I realized I have to check the dates on everything. I had 5 things of cowboy here, and I kept saying I will do chapati content, cowboy chapatis. I never got to it, and now all my 5 cowboys are expired. This is not good, guys. If you have stored stuff, please go and check the dates, because it's very possible that a lot of things are expired. So I had all these baskets here. We buy all these baskets, we put in like a lot of canned fruits, foods, and we never remember to check, because if you're not using something much, then it will go bad. I've been buying some things emotionally, like some of these boxes contain gluten-free flour. I wanted to experiment with, but I never got to. Some of these containers I got from Temu, only because they were looking nice on Temu. They did not work for me at all, because they couldn't even fit spaghetti. So yeah, it's very good. Like when we are buying things, it's very important to be well informed and also know just what your aesthetic is. I in the age where I'm fascinated with a 4-in-1 container, possibly, but it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I want something that I will see, it will be clearly displayed, like the glass containers I'm using now, and they're not too much different in prices. Well, Temu things are cheap, but is it worth it? Does it even go with your aesthetic? And look at all this. A lot of this was food. Some things I bought just for the kids, like cake in a mug. The kids don't even like sweets anymore. A lot of candy was in this shelf, and I have to get rid of it, yeah? And the thing about this pantry is that nothing nice fits. Like my cake domes, I would want to display them there. They don't fit. They just go a little over the shelves. So now I'm in the pantry. I had brought this here to see if I could give them another chance, but no, I'm having to let go of them. And I'm just hopeful that with things that are old, especially the thrift store will take all of them. So containers like this I bought when I used to make chapos, and yeah, I needed them then because I used to put like a lot of flour. I would buy things in bulk, but we're not using as much. If it's rice though, I buy, like the last time I bought 40 pounds. I wanted it to last for a long time. I think it's close to 6 months. So that is really good value for money. And this rice is really good, very well dried basmati rice. We use just 2 types of rice, mostly this and parboiled, that the guys really love. And this sesame too, it keeps for a long time because we don't cook much, yeah. And then we have some brown rice from last year as well, so we have to finish that at some point. But these containers I'll just clean and use them for something else, because I don't need to buy as much in bulk. If it's ugali, only one guy likes ugali so much, me and the guy. So yeah, when we cook it, yeah, it gets eaten, but we only use like a cup or 2 of flour, depending on what else is there, yeah. I've been buying cookies for the guys just so that when they are entertaining, they can have something to give. And also when they want a snack, yeah, there's that security of a snack, like it's there, you can grab a cookie and milk. But I don't even need to buy as much as I've been buying. I used to buy crackers too, for making tiny charcuterie boards for guests and all that. We don't get as many guests as we used to, right? So we have to realize that things have changed and just act accordingly. There are things we use a lot of, like coffee, but like now we won't be buying pods for a while, but I have there some hot chocolate pods and all that. Now I've made space for my pans. And that is good. At least they won't be in my face all the time. Everything else gets decluttered. Anything we are not using, anything that we don't like gets decluttered, because at least now I know that the thrift store will take everything. Yeah. So I don't need to keep all this. And had I gone earlier, I would have known. What I've been doing is just decluttering and keeping within the home, like in the basement or the spaces that we are not using. It still feels very heavy on your shoulders. Anyway, so in that mood, I went into the utensil cupboard, and I want to just remove everything we haven't used in the last year. I need to still keep some bowls for when I'm entertaining, but really we have just too much. Mugs that we are not using, mugs that I thrifted out, when I was new in the city. I really wanted to, set up my kitchen, have everything that I need. And when you buy like that, and when you find like in things in multiples, you buy and then you find that you don't use them as much. There's that one coffee mug that you like, yeah. There's those things that the kids use. We have similar coffee mugs with hubby, and we have like two varieties that we really like, yeah. Some even keep warm. So we don't need to keep all these things. Plates that we don't use, plates that don't match. These trays, baking trays, I found in the oven when we moved in. Some I've never even used. The guy used to cook a lot of meat in the oven, and now some of these are getting rusted, so I have to get rid of them and just keep what I need and also what is important, because like the oven trays have to remain in the oven. Otherwise, just pass it on to good use. When I used to make chapatis, I was really frustrated looking for chapati pans. I ended up with more than 7 pans because I would buy, and if it doesn't work out correct, I try to get another one. Now look at my cupboards. They look like they're breathing. Finally, there's just, some space. I am just keeping enough mason jars that we actually use for smoothies and stuff. Everything else has to go. You understand? Everything else. But things we buy because we feel like they'll be so useful. Okay, this is not going. This is the only cast iron pan I have, and it was a gift when we moved in. So I don't use it much, but I know that when I need it, it will be there, And truly, I've been a collector of things, but some things have to go. A lot of these pants have to go. And I've been collecting chopping boards recently, and I will have to let go of of some, yeah. The plastic boards are very good when you're dealing with meat. It's very good to have them color coded, like green for vegetables, white for poultry, very important. So now I'm going to the thrift store. I'm passing by the lakeside. The views are phenomenal, especially in other season, but this is how winter is looking like. Yeah, so still cute, but yeah, that's where I'm headed, and I will leave these things. At this point, I didn't even know that they could take everything, but they did, and they gave me a coupon, so I went in there. I didn't plan to buy because I'm scared of starting the trend again, but I don't want to. Now I'm more informed. I know what I like in the city, So this is the place, and this is the donation center. The other one where the word savers is the shopping area. So when you come here, you just go around the blocks they've set, and you can see the big trailers there, the savers trailers, bringing or taking stuff away, So once you come here, they just give you a coupon. That's the first thing they do, even before seeing what you brought, and then they take out the stuff. I even left my baskets there. I just didn't want to bargain. I was feeling very blessed. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and please do declutter.